Tonight na heavy night, but na also a moment of relief because they say when you fail for member, you dey repeat the mistakes. Very privileged for day with Tuna, and as I sit down, I dey think of growing up. I grew up as Salone, and as I look inside this hall, the people always sit down here. I realize as they walk in, many of them, I get um, we can be starstruck. I get star complex. The people that was sabi as superstar there, at the dinner here. The people that we shape history for winners alone. We document that history. We help we follow we able for members today. We help we follow we able for see this country and learn about the history. Me don't always be a student of history. And so I've been very pleased in my office where they try for talk to my colleague them. I tell them about Aja Kadimakoli. We there, he don't retire, and I ask him for come. We may tell the story of the three wise men, Joshua Nicol, Max Conner, Jonathan Abbas. Jonathan Abbas Kamara. And I've been the try for share stories of the time they listen to radio, whether na international media, if you listen to Winston Ojukutu Macaulay, Lansana Fofana, Omoro Fofana, the names them, the legends in there. People that will open the domots, follow Waka through. It's that Tambayo there. Daniel Mose, you don't see, he's been there and seen it all. Kelvin Lewis, this man they lock in a container during the war. An attacker. Umo Fofana, no kind attack, no day we no don't suffer. I think we'll tell you story here tonight. But this man, they attack and beat and try for game the most unsavory thing them. Tonight, on behalf of His Excellency President Julius Maada Bio and the government of Salone, we didn't have for tell una thank you. Thank the media for what una do for give this country peace and for what una they do for maintain the democracy. We don't always agree. We will not agree, but that's the beauty of it. This country, today, we get a Ministry of Information, Civic Education, we do town halls, we open up, we go up in our World Press Freedom Index, we get democracy, we get peace. It's not possible without the people that are waiting at this room, the one that we don't die, the one that we fed, for that we get a free society. So all we team want to say tonight is thank you. And as scripture says, greater love had no man than this, than for a man to lay down his life for his friends. The people that we die who they come call their names later today, then show we the greatest love. The greatest love. Then lay their life down for the peace we will enjoy. We get one grain simple way for honor them is to fight. To keep waiting them faithful. For long not lost the democracy, long not lost the peace. So for long not hold we accountable, long hold each other accountable, long work together. Let we hold this peace so fragile, so desperate, because it's not something that we can take for granted. This democracy that we have, this free media, multiple media houses opening up every day and challenging the space. It was built on the backs and the sacrifices of legends, of you all. And it's a continuum. It's not just the people who've been there, but the one the way they are today. And I remember when I post the flyer, the blogger then say, why just journalists? With the blogger then. Maybe the term not been the blogger, but citizen journalism been there. 98.1. With them in Nalunge, it was basically citizen journalism. I mean, get reports from so many people there. See Anafula there, sit on some side. We've been calling Auntie Budumbuya at the time. You know? So Salone gets a rich history of this active citizen journalism, a rich history of excellent journalism. Uncle Eunice are there. So many of una. So as Jawad say, we want for listen, we want for learn. I excited for learn from una. I excited for be part of tonight's event. I commit to una on behalf of President Bill that together we not go forget, and together we will continue for disagree. We will continue for even clash. But the commitments we'll get, we will always work for maintain a free society, a free press, where the press when are free for do it when they do. Because without that work day, we not good in here. Salone not good there, the government not good in here. I thank my colleagues there with them come, ministers, leaders. I thank particularly as well the members of the diplomatic community. I give them such short notice, but then they are because they want for sure say they want for day in solidarity with we all. So enough of this talk. Myself one go sit down now and learn and listen. But I tell you, thank you for your service to Sierra Leone. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. We will continue for agree sometimes, disagree a lot of the time, but we commitment to freedom and the recognition of our role as well when I don't play in really ensuring that we get this freedom will always be there. And I will invite my panelists them and the moderator for tonight for we panel. And the way we structure this panel, basically, we are having one big conversation in this room. We get so many people here who have so many stories that they want for share with we here tonight. And so we get for, so at times you get for city moderator the ebb and flow between the crowd in the room and also who panelists them. So I will start with moderator because we moderator now somebody as well. We also get experience during the war with reporting, a report for Daily Mail newspaper, Sky, FM 106, Kiss 104, the Chronicle newspaper at the height of the Civil War, and at the Chronicle, he served as the editor during the war years as well, a role we been in high demand, but as one of the very first female them as well for really play an important role in really shaping her career and also contributes to the reportage will be going across the country. And the person right now, she is also working as the head of Selena and also they run a media development agency. So ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Yema Lolo Thompson. All right, so my next panelist, Sylvester Rogers, former BBC correspondent. A big round of applause for him. I was too young perhaps to remember some of your reports then, but that's why this is a teaching moment as well for me. In the room as well, we get another BBC reporter as well, former Sludge president as well, Umaru Fofana. You must also know Umaru is sharing his story for the very first time to a local audience, the audience we go through during the Civil War. So this is very, very important for we media students them as well. And next with we, I get former VOA correspondent and former Sludge president as well, Kelvin Lewis. So this is basically a star-studded panel. And Ebu Dumbuya of 98.1, Hannah Fuller. With we as well, we now invite the former Minister of Information and another pioneering voice as well during the Civil War. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Dr. Julius Spencer. We still expect one other titan we for join this panel. We another former Minister of Information, and when he came, he go also join. During the war, he even lost one of his journalists them. We Honorable Ibrahim Ben Kabo when he came again for join the panel. But let's just give way now for Dr. Julius Spencer. A big round of applause for him, please. Go now hand over to Madam Yema Thompson for really starts we conversation here tonight. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Jawad, for the honor. And again, Mr. Minister, colleagues of the Fourth Estate, all protocols observed. Today, we remember Salone the member, but we, the journalists, them, they can member. And we go discuss 3 defining phases in journalism in Salone. Before the war, during the war, and post-war, how we contribute to the healing process, and also how we bring democracy, and how we try to maintain them. Again, with me, big allegiance them. Very, very big allegiance them. Some of them are my boss them, some of them are my classmates them, some of them are my colleagues them. Not only that the panel get big allegiance, the audience self get big allegiance them. Now because we're not going to take all of them now you make them in the audience. We get units as I say. Lord clap for them as well. We get Haja Kadi Macaulay. We know that Haja Kadi Johnson, a household name. We get Daniel Mosse. We get my own uncle and big brother. Where we could see happen in the world. We're not Uncle David Tambayo. Well, I got to call other people, let me recognize them as the time they go. But I will begin quickly. Like I say, we go talk small, but journalism before the war. And I know say Sylvester will help me with that. Over to you, Sylvester.
Good evening, people there. Oh. Hello. Now, good evening. I be one cry, but Emma don't beg me. So I know they cry again. But we want to sing one song, What a Friend We Have in Jesus. Because the minister is our friend. For let get this kind initiative, for Lord can member. Waiting happen. So we will be the report and we brothers and we don't die. Now a very big thing. Now make us be say, Lord, say, what a friend we have in Jesus. Oh Lord, change your what a friend we have in Siba.
Well, let's start with Jesus first.
Okay.
And I will do one quick because time.
When you start, I say you get church.
Well, me an evangelist.
Well, go ahead with it.
What a friend we have in
Jesus. Friends who drive so bear.
What a privilege to come. Everything to God in prayer. Thank you.
Hallelujah. Anyway, this country, we have what we call religious tolerance. So we can talk any side about them to religion. But this one no more, I want to talk about. Now make us say, Lord, talk that first. during the war, before the war. A lot of things happen. So we, this might be our minister, correct?
So let me start first with what happened during before the war.
Before the war.
Yes.
Okay. Before the war, a lot of good things may they happen to we as journalists. And we they move freely in the country for report the news. Normally they can say journalists they know they make news. And news then they report as the events then they unfold. So we they do that effectively before the war they come. We go the length and breadth of this country, follow, report the news to the people as the events then they unfold. In the process, we make communities then. We not been get basic necessities of life. We make a reach to them. For instance, a lot of villages, chiefdoms, districts, they'll be able to get access to health centers. Now, almost all the chiefdoms in the country. And we'll be able to report that, and we'll be able to tell the people then say, we are no need for go to the main referral hospital, pass the sickness, we go down more than you now. We make sure that schools, they are almost every other district for let we picking them, and the communities that we school they not been there for let they we advocate for let they and then places then they.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rogers. Like I would say, this is going to be very interactive. I got to come back. But I want to call one old journalist, we can always say in the chief veteran. For let you just give me back, let's set the context. How the media may look like before the war. Eunice, say, please.
Well, thank you very much. Now, all I can say, I have some aspects of how they continue now. It been really, really free. Really, really free to the extent that not to all things they touch or no, because this political divide be always there. All in kinds of this so corruption, poverty, then kinds of thing. So it mean they under, but the government itself not been take the bull by the horn and say something wrong. And that today party, it time like I say, then they address the problem. And not be they address the problem, then forget say free to Salone. So now today it been a put on force, Dr. Usu, Nati Nobi, say it come, it go begin back na Kailan. I think so we'll get to understand that. But basically, it's not like how the press they go. You go talk to the press free now, but really not all thing where they under. Then you can talk, but the next one also thing they bring the big plabacana the country. Thank you very much.
You. So like Karigo or Steven will tell me, say, where dog eat dog, not on news. But where motorman eats dog, nine and news. So David Sambayo, you want to rub more small parties?
Yeah. Before we come to the war, because during the war, maybe the report for CPJ in New York, and so we they write everything where they now na AI, where they now na the internet. Now they begin see the news. So we really be know about the war. But before the war, that was around the 90s, 89, where some of you just been common from 5, Wakana Freetown. And at that time, the way company journalists is you pass it, they chase you because if you say you go chop money. So now that other way when they know we sell. You know, because the reason why I have to stand up, I know there's a big gap between the old and the new journalists in Sierra Leone today. Big gap. big gap. So that time they know we will get a journalists and they want for let them advise you on something. We for write about journalists, about agriculture, and then people then they will go to. We get some people that they work in the information ministry or want for write about anything relating to that. And then we go and they teach we until we can find out now that there was a difference between the visiting journalists and whether they can at the other country, and as well as they want the way they on ground here, then they walk. Now then program they do with the party, some of it at newspapers, on the then at radio stations, then they walk. And of course, when I go know the role of SABS from that point of view, because SABS was one of the first SLBS TV in West Africa. So now we all, you walked in, and the other they demand say, may God make you go. So around 1991, now we begin get news about unhappiness in Kailaon until the news boss say, people that don't fit somewhere, and that it don't turn a big problem. When he say it turn a big problem, some people that they cannot turn, they can't report to the army or say there was a big trouble in Kailaon district. From that point of view, if you read the wars, the Salone War now, and you look at Lansbury in Bukwe, right, more, where they give the story about how the rebel then come land. Until 92, April, where NPRC that they take over, we've been doing established now, we know say now rebel don't come and rebel they in bush now, and that there was fight now. So from 92 now, where the war can turn, what they can discuss now how journalists then suffer.
So
both,
back to Dandy.
yeah,
Thank you
both,
so much.
and the one that way they suffer the war for establishing law, we know not only the Sierra Leonean journalists, external journalists themselves can suffer. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah.
For me, mostly now in newspaper.
Speech, not that we dey teach. For Salone, we go stand tall. Radio, true PJ. One voice for all. We on sleepless night because we believe in hard work and faith to Sierra Leone way. We hold the line, come what may.
Them one set we more them, but we go shout. Now the poor man voice we they bring out.
Now we are right for know the truth.
For go take the paper all the time. Well, before them, you been get like the tablets. We have been then radical. The radical student them. We can don't Hindu try them. They may not try for overturn the government in 78. Was it?
77.
Yeah, 77. So after that student demonstration, they then gather themselves, then still get this revolutionary spirit, and then can down, they set up these tablets. Tablets, I mean, whenever I come out, before you click your finger, the copy then done. But in terms of technology, then they will be do what they call typesetting. You pick the letter them 1-1, and so then they pick them 1-1 and set them up. So it's been very tedious. We own been there, prominent Samesga, with Samesga writing editorial. So I mean, you read down you know say man don't write something proper, you know. So that was journalism for that 10 days. But it been interesting because it been still be grounded on politics. It been still be grounded on politics, and most of the journalism now being about politics. You know, you are either for the APC or you are either for the SLPP. You know, and so the journalism developed during that period until it came to the period where David they talk. So UNISA, although he been the work for government, he end up for begin writes good articles for Concord, when I be a Nigerian magazine, and we can get some fantastic articles there around that. West Africa magazine self been there. We receive very good journalism, and across the board. Before we come to the period the way David they talk about in a young man. He come meet me inside. He said, "Oh, don't did it." Yeah. So that was how journalism was like. There was good journalism, there was bad journalism. Like I say, we listen, we read Waiting Bones in Davis, they write mother and child. I mean, that column, if you're not SLPP minister, you're afraid na morning for pick up that kind of paper. I mean, it was something else. I don't see that kind of journalism there now. Thank God, thankfully, we don't move away from that. But that was how it was up to the time we David they talk.
Like fearless, we get a few fearless people we really, they are very credible, and everybody, like we say, before you the paper they come out, the paper done. But then, during that period, what we will learn from Papa Denaya is that the media, na mostly na print. We may get radio, but na SLBC no more we get within as radio station. But then the war break out, and we begin get more radio station then. And one important radio station will come up during the war, like Radio Democracy 98.1. Julius Spencer will now tell me what the experience of how they set up and what happened during the war. Julius Spencer, please.
Thank you. The story long, I will make it short. I'm done sabbatical from university. I'm the teacher in university. I'm in America when the coup of 97 happened. And it been clear, say, the junta been the SLBS at the time for put out their own of the story. So at some point, I decided, say, I need to do something.
Radio True Media.
On FM 103.9.
Radio True Media.
On FM 103.9.
Now we voice, now we power. True Media go shine like tower. We no go fear, we go talk. Even if they know how make we talk. True Media Radio. On FM 103.9.
Now God we dey friend and not true we dey preach. Freedom of speech, now that we dey teach.
For Salone, we go stand tall. Radio True Media.
One voice for all.
We honor the land, the struggle, the fight. We shine a light in the darkest night because we believe in hard work and faith. The Sierra Leone way. We hold the line.
You see, they will go based on what the sheep, etc., etc. So we be a bit surprised. First, we go land in Monrovia. We go meet the ECOMOG Force Commander, and then also meet Chief Inga Norman, late Chief Inga Norman, because himself he been based in Liberia that 10 day. Before we now come inside Salone, where they come plane the taxi for land, they return like na Lunge with the camel, because we see all the mangoes, we land na Lunge, plane taxi, go to side the Fire Force, been there. Na they offload we. Na they ECOMOG base been in Lunge. So now they can start, set up the radio station, we first start them, turn on, because then bill them in such a way that na compact waiting, just get the compartment we all thing fix now for just turn on, connect power, fix the antenna, is supposed for work. We do an inaugural book. They Panam, that whole day. Next day, try all kind thing, get the ECOMOG, people then can't try for help with the signals, officer come, then try all thing, put the mask down, check this, check that, inaugural work. Radio inaugural on. Fortunately, some Nigerian technician in the Liberia, they turn back Nigeria, so they ask them for pass Lungi. So then can Lungi, about 2 days after we don't reach the, then can look the transmitter. Ashamed. Because the technician just open them, he say, let's check, he pull something, fix something back, he woke. He waiting be happy, now some fuse been blow. Radio begin broadcast. Now, fast forward, at some point, we begin broadcast, then we agree on BBC, late Colonel AKCC, when I've been spokesman for the junta, he say, Nigerian and non can set up radio station at Salone. The thing with them do na Liberia, they non can do na Salone. Because na English we begin for talk. Now we decide say, let's begin talk Creole. Now that bring Creole broadcasting na 98.1. Because we want to establish say we na Sierra Leoneans begin broadcasting Creole. Then first few days will be the broadcast, they attack Lungi. Because I think them is suspects in a day with it. Now some 10th na they put the equipment. The first day, not to the first day, about the second day of the broadcast, and then they attack the place. We just broadcast during the morning, we they go back, we saw been tap, then put in at the presidential lounge, now they will been tap. So they go back there, we hear gunfire. And we go inside, this gunfire continue, begin hearing bullets all side. We know they no side the bullet, they come outside, they go. At some point, you see their ECOMOG soldier, then they run go. Then the time like the fire in the can near. Me, Ali, and Hannah, we go in our room. Now I say, let's make bunker.
because you know me, I've been doing it boku. So we take 2 couch them, put one so, put one on top. They will lay down under. Now they will lay down, this gunfire, man they wondering, say, hey, if then rebel and come meet you now, so waiting go happen now. I kill or kill we. Now that we dey now sleep. We all 3 we sleep. We sleep. I think the fear make we all sleep. Eventually, we wake, the fire don't die down. The ECOMOG officer them put in charge of, we can call, we say, we need for go continue the broadcast, otherwise they're going to say na day with it. So we go by that end, then don't be dig some trench, don't put the equipment inside, then pull them, they make some with all used cartridge them, and then full up with sand and dirty, make some waiting round. We begin broadcast back. That next day, we hear gunfire open back. With the hip, we don't know what happened. We just so eventually we decide, say, let not stop. Put some technique, lay down, open the mic. Unfortunately, the kind mic they were in Giwi, not they pick up sound from a distance. So go open the mic, talk, hot and quick. So we find they go on, we know they open the mic. Then the next day, do clean OC, bullet hole them. Then at the tent. Bullet hole them, then at the tent. Now God make we not been tin up. Otherwise, sometimes bullet been for hit some of we. And cut a long story short, eventually we established with the broadcast. And for me, the thing way up till today, the people them moving they give a report. We are building for, but waiting they happen na free. But you don't know. Ordinary people, them they give reports. Some of them they are not sabi. In fact, most of them sabi. Hello. Who side the receiver dey? Okay. Then we will get some kind of network of people and we've been there. A few people, first now being Abdullah Mustafa. Now we can call, then can report to him, he send information to we. Then get another person with them and they go report to as well. Then build their own networks. We not been sabi the people them. We've been do newspaper reports. Online we take confuser at the AFRC. We can report headlines in newspapers, talk about on the story them. Can the report say our vendor don't count to paper them? But Abdullah Mustafa been the free tongue. Even they buy the paper them, they read, they can call them, he tell with the headline story. Then we're gonna report as if we just received the newspaper. So eventually we for confuse the RUF, then stop for the attack longer. In fact, even when in the attack, ECOMOG begin for push them back small. Incidentally, what we've been doing to the Fire Force base, rather than Dongolunge, I should say most of Dongolunge. The terminal, the main terminal building, the FRC na them in control. ECOMOG na the Fire Force na them in the. So they're not been even in control of the entire airport. Now after them begin for attack them, nine and grab the FRC commander the rest of the airport. I can tell you today, if maybe no, say na lunge where they go, next to the rebel them are not been for go. At all are not been for, but we not be no, than they. But God so good, none of we not get any injury, we survive. They like it today, we can tell the story. I just make a short because the story long. Iboku. Hana one time and with the refiring. I think one small snake kind inside the Saudi go with the broadcast from. Hana see the snake. Yeah. I they look, Hana. I they say to myself, God, you don't bring people picking. Talk to him, mama. For let mama agree for make it go to we. At the same time, if anything happen to this speaking, which I had to go tell him, mama. But thankfully, we all survive.
Salone Dae Memba. And today, the Ministry of Information in Sludge don't help people member. And Dr. Spencer and Hannah then go as far as for even change the name. Because they understand the risk we involve. And Hannah will tell we but in life as Yebu Dumbuya. Hannah.
You, Yema. Yes, well, I'm in need for take on a pseudonym, that of Yebu Dumbuya. So being Yebu Dumbuya, I think Yebu na being very fearless woman, and he rise up to the challenge without, even realizing he gets that much resilience in him. So I dove me out to Yebu. It not been easy, but I just want to make a small note here, because they talk about the kind of laying the context for the media landscape. I think just at that time, apart from the state broadcaster, we also get 96.2 and Sky in Freetown, then in Bo, then we name Kiss FM. Yes. So the state broadcaster we get 99.9. So we get at least 2 private media houses. Yes. So back to life as Yebu Dubuya during that period. Maybe it gets me background in radio broadcast journalism at the SLBS. And SLBS like a place where you get I think the best training in radio broadcast journalism, because we learn the hard way. Haja Kadi Johnson and Daniel Mosire they will bear me witness to that. And that's not the days them where will be the cut the tape, cut words and put them together and all of that, and edit manual. Now everything digital, everything easy. But then when you go through the rigors, it help you kind of the old fashioned way, like you say, the good old fashioned way, So there's something good about the incident, because you value what they go through, the experience, and you kind of they get a better understanding of processes where they na the work. And so from there, I get that introduction there to radio and to television. And I be like whilst being a student at the same time at FBC. I think there's one thing also, and I'll attribute this, and parents need for also imbibe certain things there in them beginning, allow beginning for let them grow and let them discover themselves. I will tell you for free that I've been studying, I been do 6th form, na Leeds, North England, Abbey Grange. So pre-intended, I remember I do sociology, na 6th form. And I remember when they talk about some of the things that we look at, the Black people, their struggle na America. I also remember growing up in Kenya and going to school in Kenya, and also studying in history, Kenyan history, about the Mau Mau. So for me, those were they laid the foundation for me, So it was not just about the permission, but it also be something we are aligned with, because I think Martin Luther say that if you not find something we worth dying for, then your living will be in vain. So for me, it was also an opportunity for do something for my country. Okay, so as opposed to I sit on a Guinea every day with a pay go unveil na Bellevue and with the ask waiting they go on, waiting they happen. Everybody just not be know waiting they happen. And you there, you want for no, we go back, when we go back, when all of this go end.
Thank you very much, Hannah Bula. Again, let me give a big round of applause to Hannah and Dr. Spencer. We'll come back to them. We got three gentlemen there where they all get personal stories. Very, very personal stories. I will start with Umaro. Like tell me, but waiting the war reporting will look like the attending.
All right, thank you very much, Emma. Good evening, everybody. It was very tough, as one can imagine, but I also say, waiting we as or they become physically violent, you know, and I think in a way they also affect we as journalists, sometimes in the subconscious. So on October the 9th, 1997, the AFRCBD in power in Sierra Leone, I had just graduated from university, and I do a story for the Daily Telegraph in London about the Civil Defense Force. And then when I came back to Freetown, the article got published. And then at the time, the BBC reporters had fled. Victor Silva had been forced to flee. Lansana Fofana had also been forced to flee. You know, so, and then they saw my article and then they say, well, good article, then call, but they were not being get the luxury of mobile phones. Dr. Spencer was the Minister of Information with the launch Mobitel. But been so dear that we not be able to afford them. You know, so we just rely on the land phones. And then the BBC called Vision newspaper, which I was deputy editor for at the time. And then they get in touch with me. And then they said, we saw a very interesting article about the Civil Defense Forces. Is there any way you can do some reporting for us? I'm like, who wouldn't want to report for the BBC as a journalist? I'm like, yes, I'm in. So that's how it started. 3 days into my job as BBC reporter, they attacked Pakaba and Os, na Juba. But the day before that day, there had been an attack on Cochrane by Ecomog Alpha Jet. So in reprisal, then go attack Yankaba in Os. Again, as I said, mobile phone not been there at the time. If we did, one day we get an Orange 50. So I get this by word of mouth, and I had to verify the story. So I called the BBC using a land phone in a very strange way at the time. It makes me feel like a 100-year-old man. You know, so I would have to walk down to Slet. We was at Seratel Day, and I would pick up a phone at Slet, and I would make what the Americans would call reverse charge call, and the British would call collect call. And some computer in England would pick them up, and the automated message would come say, who do I want to talk to? I'll call BBC, I'll get in the number and call BBC. And then they ask, there's a call for you from Umaru Fofana, then go butcher my name all kind of way. You know, but BBC can understand saying Umaru they mean, then go say, no, we'll not take the call because the reverse charge or collect call very expensive. So once I dropped the call, the understanding was I'd rush back to the office, then BBC go call the land phone. Very, very complicated, very interesting. You know, so alternative to that would be if I tell and say I pitch a story, so I get this story, then I go write the story. When I write with a typewriter, then we'll send them by fax. Or they fax the reports to London, and then somebody in the BBC, they read the fax. So then you would not hear my voice, you would hear somebody else's voice when at London they be the work. So when this message then cancelled, don't attack Pakabai house, and then I said, okay, let me go verify. My boss then was one Elizabeth Ohini. Some of you are going to know the name, a Ghanaian. So I go na Lumley, I take then long wheel taxi then Rolling Street or Charlotte Street. I go na Lumley. I'm not been that man with the go and so na Tijanka by OC defend. And then the soldiers chased me. They shouted, hey, stop. Obviously, I couldn't run. Around like 5, going to 6 in the evening. And then come very close to me. Now you asked for Tijan Cabayos. I said, no, I'm not asking somebody for Cabayos. And then they started beating me. They beat me up. They would hit me with their helmets. Whenever I fell down, they would kick me to get up again. And then one of them pulled the trigger. So the first bullet apparently missed me. Very close range, and then they pulled the trigger again. So I stepped on my right foot, my right leg. I didn't feel the pain. My second step, I felt the sharp pain. I was wearing a black pair of jeans. Black as it was, I could see the blood. And then I started hopping on my left leg. And that did not stop them from continuing beating me. So whenever I fall in, they kick the foot and shoots. Fall I get up again. So I hopped on this, say we're going to the checkpoints. Then they lead me on that mango tree. So I know some Malata family today because I saw Malata family come out, they cry for me. And then one of the soldiers take me file. But thankfully, the reporter had done for the Telegraph newspaper in England, Daily Telegraph, my notes were taken in French. So they couldn't discern what I had written about the Kamajors and other civil defense force people. But they saw the Vision newspaper, and then they could tell that this is Omar Fofana. And a few days before then, I had reported a story on the BBC about the death of one of their PLOs. They had the PLO liaison officers who died along Savage Street in a gruesome road accident. And the vendors of newspapers at the time celebrated because he was a notorious guy who would go to the post office and would beat up the vendors because he was selling critical papers. So they said, oh, now the journalists in any report say, well, brother died together and celebrate. And then one of them pulled the trigger, apparently to finish me off, and then the other one pushed him. So split second, the bullets hit the tree, but not hit me. So if he hadn't been pushed, I could have just been, eliminated on that day. And then that was just the beginning of it. In the end, there was a soldier, I don't know who the person was, and I don't try for the last 28 or so years. I've tried to know who that military officer was, I don't know. But he was driving up, there was skirmishes at Jue, between Ecomog and the AFRC junta. So this guy was going up to Kabasa, apparently for reinforcement, and then he said, who is that? And they said, now one spy. And then they said, no, not a spy, I know him as a journalist. Please let him go, take him to the hospital. And then the guy sped off. There's a guy called Franklin Ebemesi, who was my college mate. He was driving past in his white Mercedes-Benz car, and they commandeered the car. They picked me up and landed me in the boot of the car. They said, I had 2 dots, I go dotty the motor car inside. So there was one RAF soldier to my head and a Sierra Leone soldier to my foot, to the side of my feet. And then we drove to an undisclosed place. I still don't know where that place was, but Franklin Ebemesi says he knows the place. So they take me to that place, and Franklin would later tell me that when he was driving, they were discussing inside the car that they were going to kill me that night. So then go drop me off, and then the soldier man then come, then hold me on for chop him off. Instinctively, I resisted. I not agree. Then take the cutlass. So the cutlass missed me and he hit the stone. And then they urinated in my mouth and they forced me to swallow the urine. And then the light plastic bag. I dropped the flames on my back. I still have the scars. So at that point, they moved me to the wall behind the place. Now, in this very same officer, whom I still don't know, he came to this place and I ran the ask. He saw some of the guys who were around that military checkpoints. And then he said, oh, no, we don't have journalists where am. Then he said, we don't care, I'm going to hospital. And then I heard him, I said, no, sir, I'm here. So they took me from the back of the building. So there was a pharmacy or something, of some dispensary or something. And then they gave me some first aid treatment. Even that, I've been afraid because I've been thinking they will use an opportunity for give me lethal injection and kill me. But I had no help at the time. So I just surrendered myself. And in the end, they came to 34 hospital. They want to do x-ray on my foot. The soldier man put me in a wheelchair. You know how 34 Sloopy, they put me in a wheelchair, they left the wheelchair for go by itself. Somersaulted until I landed wherever I landed. And then it was a very horrible experience. The BBC had no idea what had happened to me. Not even my newspaper officer knew anything about what had happened to me. So in the end, my colleague Sori Fofana and Mohamed Janga then changed and named them, like we Spencer and Anadu. Then changed them for go Femin at 34. Because I was a fruit seller called Khadija. Khadija can sell fruits inside the ward. Now I get a message for Vision newspaper. That was on the 11th. And then I go tell Vision newspaper now. Then Suri and Mohamed Janga go to hospital. And then they rang the BBC and said told them what had happened to me. That was when the world got to know what had happened to me. And eventually, then Kembe go to 34 hospital. So bad as my condition was, then still left Sojaman and they, including Sam Bokari Maskita, for they can't see me at the hospital. So when my colleague, who was the BBC West Africa correspondent, Elizabeth Blunt, came to Sierra Leone to see me, she went to State House to interview Johnny Paul, who was a military junta leader. Johnny Paul said he had a cold. He couldn't grant an interview. But what she really wanted to do was to protest what had happened to me. So and then Johnny Paul said, he not be aware. So Johnny Paul came to see me at Connaught Hospital bed 7 Ward 3. I still crammed the bed away. So once I can go put charity for the person in that bed. But that was, in summary, what happened to me. And in the end, when I discharged months later, or in fact, when Elizabeth Blunt came, she wanted to take me out of the country. They said, no, the junta would not let me leave the country. For whatever reason, I may have to dilate on later on during this conversation. But in summary, that's it.
So I get the strength to talk about this, painful. Again, love of country. I'll make sure we get the truth out. Just say the public, they be informed about what happened. This, we really suffer. And today, I think we get the opportunity for listening to them firsthand. Lord, give them another hand of applause. Salone Dae Memba. We they continue for member. There were other. We're up to today. They put in for make sure say we hold governments accountable. And make sure say we maintain the peace for heal. This person even where combats during the war. They up and down in this country like a soldier. I want to call Uncle Kevin for take the mic. Kevin Lewis, please.
Okay. Uma will get one story. I get several stories. Several stories. I get a story with this man. During the war, we would I go meet then Alungi. The soldier man and give his soldier uniform for wear. Because who in the camp from Koso attended the commander Kubi say he say once you side the rebel then they may go report to and say the soldier them in the report to and who they lunge say then they na Ferry Junction and say then they don't Klein Town, but they move so that they say one for C. So they can them in the far away. So before come, he say well for wearing soldier uniform. Because if we've been wearing ordinary clothes them, anybody be for able to pick we up among the crowd of soldier man them. So we later on at the Yeri, the Western journalists and they talk about embedded, this, that, we don't get in combat. So we don't pass this before. So that day, at the day where COVID decides saying for take over Freetown back. Well, we don't come till we reach Ferry Junction. So we give us split. We go for go round by Old Black Hall Road. We don't come by Ben's garage, come to Upgun. Then the other group then take the main road, they come. So we'll take that route the all the AFRC and the rebel them in the up from the college and the far we don't. At the day down there, I decide say, even though I wear soldier uniform, and Kobe been they encourage me say, la join. He go make me officer quick. I mean, I have no need for go to all them bokuti. But that day they I decide say, I job would and call soldier job. Put for me. Because what we can done by base garage, then the far pawi. Then from Upgun Junction, the Mingewa armored personnel carrier, we again the far straight direct. Where the soldier them the strategy, they can far from this side, then they jump go on this other side of the road. But that movement to the other side of the road, if you see where man they run and to win self, it's like we took rest back, you just even so. I mean, you can imagine the fear where they for say we cross delay bullet no meet you. We'll be really afraid. So then when they fire up and up, we see the bullet and they knock them here. Me and this bra, we get only don't grown. They don't grown by the chaos. We wait, let this fire in Domba waiting. Bra be old Kobe in gone. Kobe being one gone we is sculpture, fine. I just have been brand new gone Nandi. Then been called and Chakabula, but not to be Chakabula and I mean, yeah, that kind of thing. But this man all the fine gone, we also don't have grown. And I ask and say, look, Paris say you don't go far. I say, boy, say don't go far. He's so sad, I don't sabi far. Really, I mean, what I experienced there was something else. Waka Kandong. Then Ekomok press the soldier them, press the rebel them. We Kandong till come, bus for come round to Wataki. Then this man would call Kobe. And the time I really respect him as a commander. So across Fulbe Road, the rebel and the fire. The fire come across. So then the fire come across, we want for cross go down inside Wataki. The soldier, they all team up, all man afraid now. And the only time I see Kobe who gone, it take the GPMG from one the soldier man there. You know, roundabout the another place there. It team up from the roundabout, it face Fruby Road. You know, fire. They tell we all the soldier they low pass bien now. So na bien will be in the pass. All the soldier there na bien will the pass. It map all this thing. You know, that was for me the height of leadership. You know, I make we always they call a commander. And in fact, that name we all know for him. Although we can call later on we call him general, but the commander now we call him later will be the lungi. Me go join them a lungi. You know, and that was the day we push the rebel then come continuous. Like I say, I don't want to be soldier. I feel thirsty. I really feel thirsty. Imagine you don't walk out from Kisi, from Koso, say reach a popcorn. I feel thirsty. That got already passed near that petrol station. Water the candy. The water, if you clean water. If you I almost want go down for scoop. I really thirsty. I want Nigeria soldier tap me. He pull in bottle, give me. I drink small. We feel better. We cross that place there. We go inside Wataki. We come out na the other end na Fruby Road. We come up there. Them and me them because we in the interview, Kobe me make one statement say, if I'm giving the order, who can meet them and me them, then the full call. I will march into Fita, I will march into Fita. So then they glad other people then they come, then they can't give you cold water, that kind of stuff. So the Wakati reach by cottage. Cottage now the first year I see person brain with Italic. Because now the domot them no far one guy way in brain scatter. They don't to work. Commodity will come by PZ. Kisi Road now. Kisi Streets. They not be named as Sani Abacha Street yet. Kisi Streets. Kisi Street, then the far direct from PZ, the far streets across. At one point, I feel something knock me. While look, apparently now the bullet knocked the wall across, then he dropped. I showed the soldier within me. He looked me like as if me not some ghost. Yeah. So we continue for move, and I've been the period and I've been the did and the with the fire Kobe. We already did close to PZ Junction now. We'll see they turn back in the camp, the hole inside. Small blood, they come out to me finger them. They tell the soldier them for continue for go. We get this Lieutenant Colonel, now be Lieutenant Colonel. Shoboiki. I tell Shoboiki, let Shoboiki take command, let him move. So try to find place for let then go treat him because if you get this wound, we go now one pharmacy along Frobe Road. Go now one pharmacy and go clean am. They will jump inside motoka. We come back. By the time we come back, Shoboiki the radio, I'm not in radio. Say, you don't take over State House. You move. But this soldier who have been shown this bullets, this stray bullets, we all end up for the goal. Unfortunately, the plane, the helicopter, we take we now from Koso for camp. This guy been done the day now, he get injury. So he hold me on with all the blood. I mean, the groan. We dey fly for camp Lunge because one leg and can't treat COVID now. We gonna Lunge will be there. But that man, he still hold me on. He died. And we come back na Lunge. COVID and treat the thing. Kobe say they say na shrapnel. We feel say the RPG hits.
Radio to media. Radio to media. Radio to media. Radio to media.
On FM 103.9.
Radio to media.
On FM 103.9.
Yeah, conditioner.
Radio to media.
This Bobo don't become, his name don't become popular. Vafe Kone. Vafe na been students, Najala. We myself na been students. So like a young man, he look we like they're revolutionary. I mentor him. I be me Bobo. You know, again the revolutionary vibes, he brave, that kind of stuff, you know. Me, the mindo arrest me, treat them at State House. So I move from my house, I go hide. I go reach street. Vafe come meet me that morning day. We talk. I say take 10 more. Say na so the movement they go, na so the movement they go. Say take 10. Say okay. Me use me the can take me to me motoka, one old that some small one. And the rebel the Falawi FRC. I decide for drive Kaop Kisi Road, Kandong Bible Road for Camp Bosna Clienttown roundabouts. I didn't chase we. And catch we na Bible Road. They offload we na the motorcar, then take the motorcar, they load we now. Begin to go. Me and my we always some anklet. And I've been get so far. Inside the vehicle, me, Ojuku Tumakoli, and my nephew, Samba, with three. We sit inside, the FRC guy, he draw me, he pull me bracelet na me hand. They say, look, this stupid wire so. You don't go land book, you don't go college or no sabi no Nazi for go do pass for go do that rubbish job be saying a journalist. You know me. So and so then take bring we can a cocktail. We then bring we can a cocktail. Colonel AKCC when I'm in the section. Abdul. I know Abdul because I'm a student Najala. I don't know him. Then I've been interviewing him a lot. You know, we he been in that position then. So to have a call Abdul say, but this situation happen, you know, make the left free. And Abdul tell say them about their not go below and see. So then can we go the Udede when the arrest we can get this AFR then call Rambo. Huge guy. So we Ojukutu then at the other side of the motorcar and the passenger side. Ojukutu him try for candle. He used the walkie-talkie way be holding my hand. Knock. Ojukutu be now they bleed. They bleed in her head, the blood, the candle, you know. So when they reach within a cocktail, we'll call back for attending a Major Milton, and have been the media officer. So Major Milton, we have a call for say what he could do for we. Milton now, he let them take we come out from outside the whole week, then can we go to the office, then go treat Winston in it, clean the make so. We don't cover sweat all thing because no air no the cancer and then they lock and then they pass the remote back again. Yeah. And I'll sleep. Oh. See the next day. Then they come pull one inside the container. So when they fed for good behavior, yeah, and come pull one day and carry and go down cocktail. The next minute to the po. You know, so leave that till the next morning, you know. I'm your old schoolmate and talk to sometimes in this job he been fine for make friends, even though some people then be unfriendly, then within our friendly situation. So the AFRC spokesman now, Abi Aliu Kama, Emily call and territorial integrity. So Aliu Kama be notorious, you know. While you know to soldier, Aliu you know able pass any law or whatever. But Aliu, now sign, we see, we release. He say in the dua, I sign for make them follow you. I decided when they pull we man or get sus again, they don't pull with sus, they don't empty pockets, everything to kind of state house. Then you pull one see for again. You know, eventually, Ujukutu na a policeman I can stitch in head himself me back and but the story them boku.
Story then really well. Harrowing stories. And again, I'm glad the way Slash say they will take upon themselves and make this a project because we really need to document all those stories there. We get Boku stories. Like you can see from Dr. Spencer to Kevin to Umaru to Hannah to even there's a lot for share. But before we wrap up, I think Sela we are from Sylvester. Unfortunately, the last speaker will just give you a few minutes.
Well, which means you are not fair to me because we got Boku story. I got Boku story for tell now. For instance, the first story what I do for BBC na the 11th of March, the 11th of January, 1993. I begin report for BBC. A lot of things happen. A day where they report AFRC, they be one for regionalize the coup. So then go McKinney. They want to get people there for support them. So now I go do story. See, they don't come McKinney. I say, but not to serious people there. I say, because they all began a locally brewed gin called Pega Park in our local parlance. So that was a big offense. And they say, that day, Mama go wear black. And see, now they go school. They say, we have Pega Park with a drink. So I didn't hide in 99 days. 99 days, my body all change color. I left in hiding my wife-born twins there. They all die. I not see them. That wife there, I don't work out with her. Stay inside this war. Now 34 years, nearly 5 years ago, now they lacerate her to death on the operating theater. We I didn't hide in 99 days. Now Bishop Biguzi say, but that man they do fine reports. Now I make we all day around. Therefore, I they arrange for let they can go exile. And then go. They can me go after I don't spend 44 days in hiding. And they say let they change my location. One woman been go by. Suddenly I just come on at the parlor. Who's that there? This girlfriend business can find when that girlfriend hide me. Now hide me. Girlfriend, now hide me. And they do all things.
Until we wife don't pass away, so it's safe for all to talk about the girlfriend.
No, not to that. The wife said we appreciate the woman. Because I hide me. If you not be hide me, you not forget me. And not only that, Bishop Biguzi. We don't arrange for let them care me. Go. They dress me like father. Because all my me they go, maybe don't report now say, after this report, December 23rd. (1997). I say, after this report, myself they go. Oh, any side they say, pass. They say, we can't drink. Can't drink palm wine. We all they go. Now you they talk for you they run away. Wait till we defend here. So now all they go. They say, but me I go for left here. 2nd battalion there. I want to see how they stand the fourth to the rebels. I don't say me family. This I said, let them go. After the 99 days where they go, they catch me in a border. They come with me back to Freetown. But before they come, the father they cry for me like nah, they born me. Now I make I want for see whether they can put me in a Catholic church. I want for see that person. Because me know they come out there for nobody. Now they die, they bury me, all thing. Because Bishop the Goose at some point I will be the confronter. Can you say there's a rebel attack now for the reach there? So one day I go meet Bishop. I said, Bishop, you not go like this country more than will. Whose life you get? As I say, rebel ambush now you for the reach. I said, Rogers, are you accusing me to be a collaborator? I said, no, I'm not saying that. You are my bishop. I'm just saying he can't love Sierra Leone more than us. I said, so this one, me another taker. Now I go get some norms there, Catholic norms there, na Cambia. So, but every day negotiate for release, and now they get area of the first satellite phone.
So the story then Boku.
The story Boku.
The story then.
I record all the way that they discuss. They are go transcribe quick. They are 5 for focus. And they go lock me. Dr. Spencer then I there, and me make the put law. But say if you want for report on the wall, you forget clearance from State House. Now I say no, that's not censorship. I say apart from that, luckily for me, I'm not being paid from the consolidation. I said, so if I resort to time and censorship, this not going to work. And the people that need for do. I said, instead, it should be the other way around. I said, the guys working for this country, the police, the special branch, and what have you, they will just tell you what you want to hear. But we independent people would give you the raw story as it is. Then you can redouble your effort to fight the rebels. I did my dual camp. We go Berry Junction. And then get 2 white Canadian journalists. He tell me, say, Rogers, I want us to go closer to the front with the Berry Junction. He said, the fighting will not alone, sir. Say, I want to go closer to the front today. I said, Mark, you know the true story. I said, you know the difference between me and you? I said, it is the color. I said, the rebels fighting, they are my brothers and sisters. I said, you are a white man, they will understand, they won't pick you up. I said, but me, my color, they are going to kill me instantly. So he decided to go. Few yards, he came back because he saw they were bringing these 2 white Canadian journalists that were brutally killed. He said, he now came and was trembling all over the place. He said, Rogers, anything you tell me now about the war in Sierra Leone, he said, it's gospel truth. He said, I did not want to listen to you. Pulling his hair here and there. I said, Mark, but I told you, these people, they can't understand who is a journalist and who is not. I said, boy, I told you the color. You know that color, even this one, you see them? They have killed them willfully. We went into ambush and Victor reported another journalist was shot, Hamid Collier. So they were busy doing operation on him at Mabesene. And we are going to right on my chest. And then they took me to the hospital. And Victor went to report that my colleague, Sylvester Rogers, is being treated for shock at the Mabesene hospital. And indeed, I was being treated for it because I didn't know what was happening. At the border, it's all these small boys, these AFRC boys, who just come and hold my ear like this. And when I want for point with government, would they teach you lesson? Wait, let the boss then go. So, now the father that will be the chemical, now they talk, say, Rogers, you know what would they tell you? Lord, go hang gate. Now me and then go hang gate. And they tell me, they say, these people, they aim you bad. They say, no eat, no chop. They give me bakulions because then they run away. So they give me, if I want anything, I they go buy granite, I say, I know they eat then chop. That small boy, he get the AK-47, he not able to touch himself. He dey draw me his. And they look this small boy, I want slap him under normal times, he dey faint. If you slap him, he dey faint. But this boy, he get this gun. How me go can't slap her? I said, "But when I try no more, not to try. You foolish man." He dey kick me. I said, "Okay." I said, "This thing go down. You go can't beg me back." I said, "Well, Lord, try no more." So we then they say, "Now the father they say, Rogers, we dey go, but do ya? We don't make arrangements for let's sleep at the mission." So, but before we go to that mission, Victor, if you don't decide for escape, Victor Silva. So when Yeri say they don't catch me in a border night to echo up. Na they come with me, now the motorcar spoil. Now they say, "Na me get bad luck, let them kill me one thing." I say, "Hey, but bad luck they pan this, una want kill me?" So all don't cross the Gwerre Bridge, the motorcar all don't scatter the gearbox. Now they say, "Can't map now." They come with me, that village, after you the cross. So what I don't make her, as they want, where is Sylvester Rogers? And the interview, Ali Kamara and Johnny Paul. And they say, "Sylvester Rogers, they on the way for camp. We don't tell and see. We don't tell the soldier man and say, this man an important man. When I hold on a morning, they don't begin talk from morning. The father will go tell me first, well, I go sleep to run. Then go first night, then go harass. Father, we can. We don't meet Sanaya. We dey broke your food before we carry you go to Johnny Paul. So the father, he said, "No, they know they left me now." Now that 10 day, I can't really know say the Italians are mafians. That father, that's why they vex, they up and down. "You can't sleep here. You're not a Catholic priest. You're not this. You're not that." I said, "Hey, father, you know God policy. If they left me, let them go kill me." So this father, you not trick with the play. Me no understand.
See,
I say, just stay on the other side. It's interesting. The story about this one just cut and short. Then the father, as they don't go give them, they fear now. As they don't go now, the gate man don't lock. Now I can Rogers. I think, now excuse me for language. Now that the bastards are gone, I think I can now talk to you freely.
so let's talk freely now, Uncle Roger. Let's give a big hand of applause.
The stories are plenty. I can't finish them. I will write a whole book on it.
Slash the boiling records now. We get a lot of stories, untold stories. We all don't listen to different accounts, from Dr. Julius Spencer to Sylvester, about how they survive, how they really risk their lives for make sure say people hear the truth. We got for end. And before we end, I will give a minute each to everybody on the panel. Just 1 minute. You don't go through, everybody here don't go through a lot. See the good, the bad, and the ugly. Now, in 1 minute, especially reflecting on the post-war, the healing, the democracy we'll get for maintain and sustain, waiting that you advise where you give to current journalists for make sure say we adhere to the two principles of journalism. Dr. Spencer.
Seek the truth. You know, something but January, but time not day. Because for me, that have been the salutary experience. Waiting I experienced January 6, waiting I see, waiting I
truth in our hands. No more silence, we take a stand. For the people who cry for the dreams that fade, we speak for the hearts that justice betrayed. Radio True Media
On FM 103.9.
Radio True Media
On FM 103.9.
Now we voice, now we power. True Media go shine like tower. We no go fear, we go talk. Even if they know I make we talk. True Media Radio on FM 103.9.
Now God we dey afraid, and true we dey preach. Freedom of speech, now that we dey teach.
For Salone, we go stand tall. Radio True Media.
One voice for all.
We honor the land, the struggle.
People in any multi politics, if we not fit, so. If we not fit, so. If we fit and go back, I mean, it's 24 years. January 18. I've been doing a lungi with them bomb their weapons then. 24 years ago. The generation who are the CISO and the one who are again in my office, they not been born yet. They don't know what it mean for war. They don't know what it mean. They don't know what to suffer. They don't feel it. So now I make then go deeper. They promote hate speech and that kind of stuff. We need to move away from that. And as journalists, I think say we get a duty not for allow hate speech, forget any foothold at this country anymore. Anybody when they begin talk, politician they go sit down and talk say, if they don't make me president to reflect now this country, then you total you go put on na media. I mean, no. I think see duty. I will tell that man say, go to me you can't tell that talk you. I not agree. I think we need for move away from that thing there. Let nobody not talk about faith near you because we don't see faith. We don't see faith. Hate speech and the duty of journalists we make sure say you not take any foothold our country and move forward.
Thank you very much, Mr. Louis.
Thank you very much. I'll quickly Kelvin mentioned the issue of experience with Fode Sanko, and on the back of what he said, I'd just like to mention the issue of hypocrisy as well. Ode Tongo, Fode Sanko don't tell the rebellion openly before the ECOMOG commanders and say they're all for disarm. He said that in the open. We filmed him, we recorded him, and then just after, they go hold a meeting with them inside a young base and they say, "We're not give nobody the gun, no. We're not give nobody the gun, no. We're not hold the gun." You know, so the double speak is something where I think to say they really, it's definitely not good. And I think it gets further with the fact that if you're into politics, be you on the side of the ruling party or the government of the day, or be you on the part of the opposition party, just show a bit of decency and respect to the people and by being honest to them. If you tell them that this is what it is, let that be what it is. And try for restraining yourself from stirring up anything we going on for consume yourself. If you're not be careful. And I was going to suggest that maybe the media school but I realized that a lot of those were into media now, be they citizen journalists or be they trained journalists, not necessarily go through media school. So the media school cannot be the solution, but I think part of the solution could be from them in terms of probably doing some curriculum revisits. The world has changed a lot, and I think change in terms of media pedagogy now the universities that they teach journalism. So I think we need to revisit them and see the things that we need to imbibe more in the one that they train to become journalists in terms of them practice. But invariably, say bloggers are very popular nowadays, and I think with that comes a huge responsibility. A very huge responsibility. Not so because you're a blogger, mean to say if of things so you not get a gatekeeping responsibility. You have it. You have a gatekeeping responsibility, and which is why I think to say, for now we just they denounce bloggers, get bloggers and train them. We develop a very good manual for mojos. It's mostly for mojos, mobile journalists. It's a very good training manual. I don't do in South Africa, I don't do here, which we are happy to hold. I mean, to organize like a training with the bloggers that were interested in terms of they knowing the kind of put out and how to put them out. Because I know that a lot of what they put trouble now because I don't even know say this wrong, waiting for publish. Picking the lorry picking, you go put camera before and this picking and just rip and so this might name and I rip. Come on, that's an absolute ignorance. So I think if we engage a lot of them, they're going to do a lot of things them for do. But finally, let me just remind ourselves, not all one go for go live abroad. I don't turn down a job if I don't carry me going to the Middle East, and I love it in Sierra Leone. I don't reject a BBC offer some years back for go base in Ghana and cover 7 countries in West Africa. Why? Because I love it here. So not we all want to go away and live in another country. We can go the holiday 1-2 weeks, we come back. So therefore, let we always get them at the back of our minds that this is our Sierra Leone. Whatever thing we do, whatever person interest we see it. Because media are very powerful, it also very vicious, very destructive. Radio Melcolin in Rwanda set off a snowball. I'm not thinking to say we get back to that stage, to be honest. It's the war hungry where anybody deeper. A lot of books I've read about post-conflict countries, the most delicate time now 10 years. 10 years after the war, that is when the country is more likely than not to slip. Strongly believe that we will never, as a nation, as a country, go back to full-scale war. We'll have skirmishes, we'll have disagreements, we'll have some street fights here and there, we'll have running amok with the security forces, but never ever going to have a full-scale war. However, that should not make us rest and take advantage and do what is wrong, whether you're in power or you're in the opposition, whether you're a journalist or a blogger. It's our collective responsibility for ensuring that the message they pass. We ask ourselves a lot of questions. I tell you in a few seconds, something happened in this country. In 2007, Ernest Kroma had just been announced the winner of the elections. They attacked Nigerian shops along Godrich Street. For whatever reason, I do not know. The Nigerians were very angry. They kept calling me. I've been at Kelvin in office at the time. And they say all kinds of strange call. In the end, we are not, but the Nigerian High Commission was just by EDSA building, almost opposite or thereabout, by Cotton Tree. And then at turn, the Nigerians were calling me to protest that they had been attacked by Sierra Leoneans. One, it was my responsibility to tell the story. But I also needed to tell the story in a way that it would not affect Sierra Leoneans living in Nigeria. So what did I do? I chose to interview the High Commissioner, who said the same thing, but in a different way, a different tone. So I did not suppress the story, but I did not allow the angry Nigerian victims who would have sounded very, very agitated on the phone that could have triggered some reprisals in Nigeria. So let we always ask ourselves that question. Will this be good? I'm not suppressing any story, but can I tell it in a correct way, but in a different way, so that the society will continue to cohere? That should always be our consideration. Thank you very much.
Ms. Hannah Fuller, please.
Okay, just writing on the back of waiting. Omar will say you cannot overemphasize the importance of training. Whether you go for a college, na the Department of Mass Comm or somewhere else for study, or you decide for coming inside the profession under apprenticeship, where a lot of people don't do in the past, and still they do. Whichever way you enter, not entry. But what's very important, And I want to draw an analogy between the gun and the pen or the microphone. Now, the gun, not a tool, but now also a weapon. It's useful to the public because it protects we, but at the same time, it can end up in hands we're not trained, they can end up they misuse them. The same thing with the pen or the microphone or the camera in the hands of unskilled unskilled people there, and it end up they be misused. So you cannot overemphasize. I mean, it's so important that young people when they enter the profession now wanna go and try to get trained. And even if you can't afford formal training, there's so much within the World Wide Web. YouTube is a whole university. Google, thank God for AI. You know, when you want to do a story, you can do some background, give them context, do some research, then not go for the lazy things. Try to do some documentaries. Then things are more interesting. Waiting other people that don't want to do. Not go for the workshop reportage. Not go for the state house. Go for the things that bring out the human stories where they actually show waiting people and they leave, waiting now the problems, so then they go through, you uncover something, I should say more fulfilling, more rewarding, and more beneficial to society at large. And you go able to make impact because we're all change makers in wherever corner you find yourself. So waiting me go encourage you, even as a citizen journalist, whether you call yourself a blogger or not, or the mainstream, what do you need for try for? Always remember is you are a light, and in your corner, shine your light, let the light shine bright. Sierra Leone, now in one we get. We know we're able to forget another Sierra Leone. And that for me, I love Sierra Leone passionately. I know go no other side. Sierra Leone is home, and we're born here, we die here. Okay?
Thank you very
So
much,
everybody know
Hannah.
they come with what, yeah. And that is what we need to do, protect Sierra Leone fiercely. Thank you.
Thank you, Hannah. Cecilia is the please.
Never again will you stand to fight each other. We don't want that again. When the war came, it met us with our pants down. So when on the 2nd, the British had sent a big ship to evacuate the Europeans on January 2nd, June 2nd, 1997, everybody that was having a Israeli Union ID card, they were all asked to join. So a good number went away. But the paratroopers that came, they engaged the RAF. So I was looking at this story. Can I report that these paratroopers who came, can I report that they have engaged the RAF? I say no. Otherwise, the British taxpayers, we are going to ask for their children to return. And then the rebels will give us a bloody nose. And we did not want that. So what I did skillfully, I say the paratroopers engaged the RAF because they wanted to capture the airport. So I said, no, they did not fight. They just engaged them. After they have given RAF a bloody nose, they killed 80 of them that day, but did not show any figure. So we should be looking for what we call the ABC in journalism: accuracy, balancing, and credibility. We don't want to go back to where we are coming from. We want to enjoy this country. Some of us are over 60 now. We want to catch you guys young, like the Americans will say. Don't go back to where we are coming from. Please, gentlemen and ladies, never again. we allow any war to creep back into this nation that we love. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Uncle Sylvester. Finally, I give the last word to Haja Kadi Macaulay.
Good evening, everybody. Myself been get me own bad experience during the war. I just feel away I not get chance for talk. I for just round up. But me, I just do am briefly. One of me bad experience, them been born me oops. Them they look for me for kill. For the Sanko, be put a prize for let it gets me aid, dead or alive. I can remember, I don't know if now we own newspaper, one of the newspaper we didn't attend, where I see front page, one man still my mimi village in Afu. So they're not able to get to me. So they try to defend me us. January 6th where the rebels come. Then go burn me us. Address like a man for commodity. Pull me that's and I want to having it first with me. Let us ban commodity that was the. Now there we go they take for lay with the CCF because then they you know say this Chinese lights not been there. Na that a lamp a shade lamp now we been they use causing on the how for look. No we na so go depend that darkness they say duckling. Me and me man no monawa mami waiting at the neighbor na me they say it for we will survive. So you see the war all man gets in own. Everybody gets in own. But that no more. Some people they lost their relative. Me not lost no relative la no like. But in born meals, I started again from scratch. So I want to say we all hush for waiting happen to we during the war, whether them then kill we people them then cut people they know all them terrible things then they within. We tell God thank you, we they alive for tell the story. I don't listen to the Boku stories them where them big journalists here don't talk. All man don't give you experience. We all for just tell God thank you. And say to God be the glory. We all for just tell thank you. We delicate today. We pay Yasu for tell the story. What thing be happen to we. So as I say, finally we all hush to what thing be happen. And then one day we don't die. Let God sorry for them who side and day. Whether being a journalist or whatever. Although this program is dedicated to journalists that we don't die. But they say hush to we all and let God make waiting be never again making of him. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Haja Kadi Macaulay, as I always call you, Haja Kadi Johnson. Again, I think say you bring this program, you close them very well. Once to we esteemed panelists, we will not say the story, they will still continue. Because today, not just a teaser. We need forget more of this. Thank you to everybody. I know say it's very late, but I really see how much engaged we all day say today. So I know say really what's waiting the panelists they talk now is really interesting for all of we, and we learn some valuable lessons there. On that note, I want to say all thank you and tell thank you to the panelists. Thank you.
All right. Please, we guess that please remain seated. We are now bringing the wall of remembrance. We now reach a very, very symbolic part of the program. The program is almost to the end, but this is the climax, really. Also, the Minister of Information, they can read a short tribute and the names of journalism where we lost as a direct result of the Civil War. By the way, this list was compiled for us by the Veteran Journalist Association, we now Veju. So now they put together this list for us. These are the journalists that were directly affected by the Civil War. Let's bring them back a bit, please. Just close to the TV, all right. Thank you very much.
Make I ask fellow Ultima if you can stand. We don't as a result of the war. I go invite you all follow we say a minute of prayers in real individual ways. For the one there, we pay the ultimate sacrifice for we. And then soul them rest inside perfect peace. Thank you very much. Please take your seat.
Thank you very much. And this is the last bit of the program now. And as I call on I call on two slide presidents them we did here in the room with we, and then later on I call on the deputy minister we also do. Of course, the British High Commissioner can. I start with the president then first. Deputy Minister, you are next after Omar Rufana. And then I'll have the ambassadors after that. Can I have the ambassadors, please? Former Minister of Information, Mr. Spencer. Spencer. Minister Ba. And then IMC Chair. After Mr. Ba, after Minister Ba, IMC Chair. Then I'll table. I still want my panel here for a photo after this, so please. Dr. Spencer. Yeah. Yes. Madam Fula, one for Donuna Utuna as well. Thank you very much. Madam Fula, Mr. Rogers. Slide executive members, please. Let's see the queue. Slide executive members, Secretary General Mofire, former Secretary General Mr. Moses Kago, please. Slide executive members, take the queue.
Will rise, they'll know
right. Let's get seated. We're almost done the program now. One for call on the chairman of the Veteran Journalists Union, winner Veju. But before that, I just want quickly get me panelists and for take a group photo, please. My panelists, I just want to get to on a stage and stand. So we'll take a group photo and then we'll get a closing remark from the Veju chairman. My panelists. My panelists, them. Madam Chair, we need you for stand here for the. You're welcome, ma'am. Madam Ali Johnson. You have to be part of this picture. Una just stand up. Una not sit down again. Una stand up, ma'am. Okay. There you go. Yeah, join. After the one. All right, Minister of Information, join this picture as well. All right. Thank you. Brilliant. Would you memorialize this picture as well? All right, thank you very much. Unfortunately, we're not going to call everybody one by one for sign, but we will take the closing remarks from the chairman of Veju, and then immediately after that, this board still there, everybody else go can write your own very, very important message. So the chairman of Veju, let's wait as it again in closing remarks on this very, very important occasion. You're welcome, sir. Let's sit down, please. Let's sit down, please. Let's sit down, please.
Okay, good evening, everybody. Una thank you. This thing on camp and camp. Una there a lot of harrowing testimonies from we colleagues, journalists in the front line. Journalists, you get people who always the day before for go find the news. Because you get another set where somebody don't talk, say we work in a government, because we start journalism very, very early. By then 70s, we then start journalism. This is now 53 years now. That same day, you get only SLBC, you get only Salone Daily Mail. No other option, no day, you get for start day. You understand? So, then can't see any day. But the one the way we did before, in the 90s, them, they can't tell me exactly what will not be know. Me self will be there by the profession, and not be know some of them details there. But some of them did that 10 lives of a cat. Then get, like how they tell me, say myself, I get 9 lives of a cat. You see, because not only the journalists were at the front line, it gets other journalists then, we know that the front line, when they work towards improving the country, improving the role of journalists them. Me waiting up so na see our work crunch. I get a job na UNICEF in 1992 as emergency coordinator at the outbreak of the rebel war. Then they employ me there as a journalist. But that same day, the job involved mostly inside the attack. Would they go assess the situation, and the people again needs them. We go meet them. We go try to assist them. Now that today panty that they may get stroke. Now when I get stroke, I try for make UNICEF give me something. They not agree for give me something. So I left the job because I'm a trained agriculturist, but I specialize in agricultural communication. So I've been doing journalism as well. So when not green, I mean, I changed my profession completely when I even talking about agricultural communication. I mean, start that department in agriculture. So I become a mainline journalist. So don't depend on one day all this time here. Okay, I think the most important thing we unfortunately not come up this time here is that now this Remembrance Day, very, very important. We'll go for link them with the TRC report. Because we neglect that TRC report today, they make what's in the bill in this country, so now it be. They make it see the young people themselves. We not take care of them properly. Poverty, welfare, the trauma we involved. Let me get them they push now. That's how we there for solve them. So we get other with them. So I think say, as we remember, we have to try for look at the things that we don't do, what we not do, and what we get for do, so that we not go through the canteen again. I think very important. Law take at home as a lesson, as we plan for the future. Let the government go back. Not to this government more responsible. The other governments they don't can. Important thing in the day. They talk about health, scholarship for the picking them, welfare for the citizens them. All are part of the Remembrance Day. Not the words can talk now, what to do to individuals. Journalists, yes, but a lot of people in suffering in this country. And the only benefit we make for make this thing not come back. They want the way affect, we don't lose control. Young people, you see them. All over the city. Now forget house boys safe, easy. Before I show you get point for open, about TV number, the life when they live, they make beaucoup fall pankush. The parents are able to take care of them properly as a good picking, as a good citizen. So I think that's very, very important. You allow take it's not less get for land, hold the common area, so that the government will be prepared. Whatever little, let we start somewhere. Let it be said that this government left legacy for say, like how this Remembrance Day, we know talk about all this time here will not be. It be this time here, and not all things will do together. But yes, then we'll start for do something. However small it be. Thank you very much. I go back to my country. 33 years, I don't get stroke. I've been at the front line with UNICEF, a development partner, provide assistance to rebels them. And inside that, and most of them Kalaun and Medina Temdi. 1992, when they attack Agode, I go assess, Kanatong, he needs everything get Gode back. So inside they go there, Kamajon go tell you, say, no go before, they may attack you under yesterday. We don't